What is the big school? Tell us more about what actually is the big school.
Sure. So Kinsey is just a really great example of one of the 17 projects that we have going on at Big. The Big model, and the way that is different than what you think of as normal school or traditional school or anything, is that we take projects from the community. So someone in the community pitches us this idea, or a student pitches the idea, like Kinsey's, and we go out immediately into the community to see if there's any traction for that idea. And we say, okay, Kinsey wants to put on this event. We immediately went to pitch it to a female executive and Ascent, who is a women's empowerment nonprofit here. We said, does this have traction? Are we on the right track? Is there an audience for this? And once it passes that first test, like this is something we should do, then we start to ask ourselves questions like, does this actually help the student become a better applicant? And not necessarily, does it fill their resume up with really fancy, volunteering things and those things that are really worth doing, but does it really differentiate the student? Is it really something that now I know, like if I read her resume or listen to her project, do I understand Kinsey better? And that's our goal. We want that. So school, on one hand, we think gives students what it takes to be successful academically, what it takes to be successful, in an academic setting like college. And I can't stress how important that is. Schools like Prairie and schools like Kennedy and Jefferson and all these other schools, they're preparing kids to do a really fantastic job academically and be very, very smart. And what Big is saying is that, for some kids, there's a supplemental line item that they could have in their experience, in their curriculum vitae that says, I'm a little different. I'm not better, I'm not worse, I'm just a little different, and here's why you should have me on your team. And I want that for all students, I want that for all students who want that experience. So then students who come to Big, we have weekly scheduled meetings for their team. Kinsey has now grown from a single student to like a 5-man team of students working on her project, and she now manages that team. Those teams come together and decide what projects to work on democratically. We allocate our funding democratically for different projects. And we actually have someone who goes business to business, group to group, agency to agency, drumming up projects for the students to choose to work on. And so that's kind of how Big is very different. We don't have a curriculum picked out for the students other than we want 21st century and employability skills as the number one thing. Every project teaches those skills. And the chemistry or the history or the social studies, that all comes as a natural and awesome consequence of whatever project these students pick up.
Kinsey, what has Big meant to you at this point? What is Big, the Big school and your involvement in Big, what has it meant to you?
Okay, so I won't get emotional. It's, if you would have met me 6 months ago, I was always really confident, good at school, and you get all these certificates and trophies of good job, you did good at this thing, like school. And so, my parents are proud of me or whatever, but I've always thirsted for something different in school, something that makes me want to get up in the morning and go and be good at something. And so Big has I don't want to sound philosophical or anything, but it's kind of validated why I do what I do. Why I'm a good student is because I want to make a difference for other people, and then Big has presented me with the opportunity to do that. And so, I feel like it won't be super hard for me to get a job here because I know a lot of people now and I know what skills I have and what skills I need to work on. So it'll help me to get a job when I'm older, but more than that, it has made me feel valuable to our community and then to myself. So it's done a lot.
Excellent. Thank you.